In October of 1932, my English teacher, Margaret Douglas, cast me as the ingenue Violet in the junior play, Mrs. Bumstead Lee. The rehearsals took place after school hours. So at my peril, I broke the second rule and made it home just before the Iron Duke returned from his business in the city of San Jose. Then one day, after the posters were up, the tickets sold, and the performance of the play only a few days away, my stepfather discovered my treachery. When I came down for breakfast the next morning, my mother said that my stepfather had left for me the following message: "You will either give up the play or leave this house forever." I went off to school with my decision made. I spent that night and several more with friends of my mother's, went on with the play, and never again slept in the house which I left that morning in October of 1932. After the play, a group of my mother's friends, having raised for my benefit what was then the munificent sum of $200, enough to keep me for a year, I rented the pink and white guest room of a very kind lady named Mrs. Eva Lee Harriman. I would like to say that once settled in that peaceful, pretty room, I brought back to it report cards that were exemplary. But that was not the case. Sometime in the weeks that followed my leaving home, I wrote a poem which was later published in the school yearbook. Its second stanza reads like this: "Weary the paths of this life we tread, on like a march of the tired dead. Where does it get us, this struggle and pain? What do we matter? And what do we gain?" For the first time, these appeared on my report card. I looked at them numbly and did nothing to improve them. Then one day, Miss Douglas and Mr. Bruntz, my history and civics teacher, asked me to stay after school. I do not remember the words they said to me then, but I do remember that they were severe. Severe enough to turn my life around. The next year, I starred in the senior play, edited the yearbook, and graduated second in my class, sharing salutatorian honors with Keats Pullen, who later became an atomic scientist. I also won a scholarship to Mills College. I never got to Mills, but that's another story. Suffice it to say that 3 months after graduating from Los Gatos Union High School, I found myself playing Hermia in Max Reinhardt's fabled Hollywood Bowl production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. In the audience on opening night were Charlie Chaplin, Betty Davis, and a host of other dazzling personages. And 3 months after that, I was under contract to Warner Brothers for the film version of A Midsummer Night's Dream, with, awaiting me in the distant future, 5 Academy Award nominations and 2 Oscars. In December of 1935, I repaid to my mother's friends the sum of $200.